Welcome back to another stock market closing live stream. Today we have a ton of earnings to cover today, a lot of them, and they're big ones. We've got on deck super microcomputer. Are we going to see any softness in the server rack business yet? What about Rivian, Airbnb, Reddit, Wynn? These are a Sunrun, Toast. A lot of a look into the consumer today. It's going to be a big deal. Excuse me. So where do we sit going into the close? Well, it looks like we had a really nice run throughout most of the day. And what's fascinating is we really left this 435 level, moved up throughout almost the entire day. But right around 12 o'clock, it's almost like the selling algos hit. And boom, we got sell pressure. Now, to me, this is an indicator that your commodities trading advisors, CTAs, your institutions, your pension funds, whatever. It's a sign that there is some de-risking still occurring. You could see volatility down 34% right here, so a big sort of mean reversion here. We're still above that trend. It would take getting really below about 22 to be back into that trend channel there from that breakout we had. But you could definitely see some, as soon as that volume came in, it looks like we started getting some institutional pressure. Could be nervousness because of earnings. Maybe everything will go right back up on earnings. We got a lot, obviously, to cover. We expect earnings to be pretty dang volatile. And you had some big moves today. You had moves up in Treasury yields. You're sitting up 10.7 on the 10-year. You've got the 2-year Treasury currently sitting at... let's see, up also about 10.7, 10.6. You've got a spread between the two of about 10 basis points, so you're still inverted. You've got oil up, though it's in the mid-70s. Gold down a little bit. Bitcoin obviously up nicely, about 6% here, 56,000. And indices across the board are green: Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, which makes sense. Bounce back Tuesday. I always like bounce back days. If you're looking for hedges, as a day to pick up hedges. Generally, it is better to pick them up on the bounce back day than rather the day before, because you get that volatility drop. That does make today an interesting day to potentially add to hedges if you have them, since obviously there's some of these this sort of decline in volatility. Although that decline in volatility could also keep going. I mean, 24% decline in vol. If we look at this on the hour chart, you can see we're really trending right back to that channel right there. Not unusual at all. Pretty typical to see this. So wouldn't be surprising at all to see us hit that 22-ish level. And then after we hit that 22-ish level, potentially going back up in the event we start pricing in more of a recession. That's the big concern, obviously, right now, is what happens with recession. Will we have a recession? Will we not have a recession? Unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's not obvious until it's obvious, and you kind of just have to take a little bit of data at a time, which is very frustrating because certainly a lot of folks will try to pre-plan. This is why I generally think a great strategy is have your long portfolio, make sure you're protected, make sure you're not going to get bankrupted basically if there is a recession. And as long as there's not a recession, the worst thing you miss out on by protecting a bit is making sure or is some upside. I personally still maintain that the risk reward isn't that great for all in, so to speak, right now. But anyway, thank you, Wagner, member for 7 months, been here 5 years. If you don't love Kevin more than your family at this point, you are so whack. Wow, that's a really nice thing to say. No, you don't mean it. Nobody should, but I appreciate that. Get the signal. And what's also interesting is during the market open live, what was remarkable, as I said, Meta is one of those that just runs to 5% up, and it just does it over and over and over again out of nowhere. And I literally said that when it was up like 1% over here in this mess. And I really wish I just put my money where my mouth was at the time, because it shot up 5%. It's basically consolidated at that 5% up. but pretty common. Meta is one of those weird ones that just has those bizarro moves. So it's a nice play that sometimes I actually have the cojones to play, but I see those sort of moves on Meta a lot. You get a little bit of a sell down there on Super Micro, it looks like, as you're trying to go into the close. I mean, you did have a little bit of a recovery here. So we'll see how that moves. You've got NVIDIA. Almost went up to that 108.08 line. In fact, we got within about 7 cents there. We've talked about this one also this morning, suggesting that, hey, we're bouncing at the 101 line for NVIDIA. And if you zoom out to the 5-minute here, it's literally exactly what happened. I always say trust the lines, and then I second guess myself. But 101, literally bounce on 101 straight up to essentially 108.08. You know, gotta trust the lines. You trust the lines. They make money. So, and then have the faith, not the paper hand. Anyway, this is the 5-minute chart here. You can see that volume coming in with some selling pressure going into the close. In about 20 minutes going, or to go rather. Let's see how Tesla's doing today. Let's see, they were up a couple percent earlier. Yeah, okay, you're up about 1.2 right now. So nice little recovery here. Bounce off some of the pain that there was a little earlier. Now, what really will dictate the direction of this market today is what we're going to be getting in terms of, well, frankly, earnings. I mean, again, you've got Super Micro, Rivian, Airbnb, Reddit, Wynn, Toast, Fortinet, Upstart. These are huge. We'll get insights into specifically data centers. We'll get insights into EVs with Rivian. How's travel doing? Is it still holding up? You know, how's that profitability for advertising going on over at Reddit? I don't know that really has any macro implications. Probably doesn't. But Upstart, how is the lending business going? Is there a tightening of credit standards? Fortinet, how are they going to be doing on that cyber front? What about Toast? You know, Toast are we truly seeing fewer customers come out to restaurants? And is there sort of a broader weakness in what's going on with the consumer? TripAdvisor would be another great one for evaluating the strength of that consumer. Jack in the Box will come out. We'll get to see, are those quick service restaurants giving it a little bit of a boost? Oh yeah, Robinhood. Why do I always forget that one's today? Apparently Robinhood's today as well. Hold on, let me just confirm that it indeed is today. Thank you for saying that. Let's see here. Hood. I'll verify quickly. Oh, it's not loading. Anyway, okay. Robinhood earnings. Okay, wow. All right, come on, baby. Robinhood earnings scheduled for, no, tomorrow. Wait, is it tomorrow? Scheduled for August 7th. Yeah, I think Robinhood's actually tomorrow. Yeah, that's okay. That's why I wasn't seeing it on my list. No, Hood's tomorrow. So that's another one that had a nice little run there from the crazy dip. I made a little bit of money buying calls on Hood, not as much as I could have if I kept it. But I saw the sucker was down like 20% Monday morning, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick up some of these, and picked up a good, you know, a 10% movement on the underlying, which moved the contract like 80%. Which was great. I mean, I love that. I'll take 80% all day long. But, yeah, I could have held it to today and probably been up even more. But, you know, that's the woulda, coulda, shoulda of trading. You always want to be careful of that. And the reason you want to be careful of that is it'll just skew your, what's it called? It'll skew your next trade. So you want to be careful of that. Senior U.S. and Western officials believe the time for preventing an Iranian attack has now passed, with decisions likely have already been made by Iranian government leaders to move ahead with a large-scale attack against Israel. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm certainly going to be holding on to puts. I think the shortest term puts I have right now, I've been talking about these strategies in my course member lives and in the where we post our trade notifications. But the shortest expiration I have right now is September. So I'm going out at least 5 weeks. I prefer my sort of October and Decembers, though. A little less volatility, but it does give me some balanced sort of spread protection for Q4 here coming up, which, I mean, you know me, I'm sort of bearish going into the election. In case you're not familiar with that, I'll just be very clear. Bearish into election, buy the dip right before the election if there's no recession. If we're in recession, wait until the Federal Reserve capitulates. So that's my strategy. It could be very wrong. My goal is just to be transparent with these ideas. Obviously, the puts made a lot of money over the weekend, which is great. But I don't want to go into a recession because it makes it a lot harder to run startups. No startup wants to exist in a recession. I mean, unless you're like a bankruptcy business, I guess.
Shares of Caterpillar rising 3% today after beating Wall Street estimates on the top and the bottom lines for the second quarter. Higher prices and easing manufacturing costs ended up being a counterweight to some of the moderating demand Cat's seen for that heavy equipment across major markets. And then Lumen Technologies having its best day ever. Shares of the fiber company soared as much as 95% today after that company said late Monday that it secured $5 billion in new business driven by none other than AI demand, of course, for connectivity. The stock also got an upgrade from Citi to neutral from sell. Shares are up more than 160% year to date. Don't miss Lumen CEO as well, Kate Johnson. She's going to be joining Closing Bell Overtime tomorrow. Scott, back to you.
All right, good stuff, Kate. Thank you. Kate Rooney still ahead. Reddit reporting its second ever quarterly earnings in overtime. The stock having a rough run over the last month. So what's at stake in this report? We will discuss coming up. Coming right back on the bell.
Sector Sort is sponsored by Sector.
All right. So, what else, me friends? What else? Well, I think the big what else is we gotta get some work in on. Let's see here. Ooh, well that's nice. Just taking a peek at some options chains here. Anyway, so. Options, as the VIX is falling, mind you, options are getting cheaper. But obviously, if you have a really bad earnings session here, you might end up, how should I say this? You might end up wanting to have some puts going into this. But again, I got nothing very short term, so I'm not trying to swing anything super short term. Of course, I mean, if I make lots of tendies, take a tendy on a really good longer term swing, but I'm going to hold these positions to give myself time. So, let's see here. Oh, that's lame. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Just put another little trade in there. I'll send that out. This is actually a trade that I closed profitably yesterday. It's a short. And even though the stock is down today, I could get it for like 20% cheaper because vol drop. That's crazy. Okay. There we go. Okay, good. Yeah, and then also in transparency, I guess my puts, what do I have right now in terms of puts? We are... Okay, well, that keeps going up. That's good. I'm about 104 in puts right now. So... your boy Kevin a little bearish, and then I got like 7,000 in calls. So I think that puts me at like 12-1. You dirty bear! You dirty bear! Yes, I know. But yeah, I wonder if there are any giggle YOLOs. So super micro, I know that's expected to have a lot of volatility. What else is going to have a lot of vol today? Let's see. Super micro. Oh, how's Rivian been with pricing? Let's take a peek here, shall we? $14. I mean, so what's it going to go to $15.95 or down to $8? I mean, I don't think it's going to be. It can't be that bad. What about? Yeah, we'll do Upstart. Let's see Upstart lending platform. Where does this sucker sit? Oh, that's tough to wait. Well, no, it is like a double off its bottom. It just looks like it's an anchor dragging along the bottom. Expected volatility is, oh my gosh, 18% is the expected vol on this sucker. Oh, wow. That's crazy. So that'll be really entertaining. I mean, you're going to have some crazy vol drop. What about Toast? So, Toast. Toast is expecting 14%. Wow. Okay. Well, these are going to be really big earnings. We'll see what happens here. Oh, how about Fortinet after the disaster that... Oh, and even Sunrun. CrowdStrike went through. So, expected volatility on Sunrun, 14% also. Okay, what about... Oh, no, 9.7, sorry. Didn't update correctly. What about... Upstart, Sunrun, Fortinet, FTNT. Give that a second to load. All right. 10%. Yeah, everything's got a lot of vol priced in. Oh, yeah, look at that Q sell-off at the end. I'm telling you, folks, it's the institutions. It's time for the institutions to dump, and that's just what they're doing right now. So... Oh, well, what are you going to do? De-risk, de-risk, de-risk. That's what's happening. Everyone's de-risking. Oh, yeah, let's see what BTC's doing. And a lot's going to ride on these earnings, too, I think. BTC's stable. It's in no man's land. Kind of a weird spot to be resting. You know, it's trying to get up to 57.5. I mean, I guess you're within $700 of that. I mean, so far the lines have been pretty on point. I mean, you can see that confirmation bounce we got at 52 as well. Solid confirmation. In case you were looking for one. Wow. Qs are just tanking into the close. The shorts are happy seeing that. But, you know, it's not good for pricing in recession. Again, you don't want it. You don't want to go into recession. People don't realize how bad a recession is. Everybody keeps thinking back to COVID. They're like, oh, come on, Kevin. It was red for a month and we had a V-shaped recovery. I'm like, you're out of your mind if you think the Fed is anywhere near V-shaped recoverying us. Out of your freaking mind. The Fed's going to be so... We could have another 20% drop on the Qs and be sitting at 360, and the Fed will just be laughing in our face saying, what are they going to say? You know what they're going to say. What are they going to say? Type it in chat.
Data dependent.
And what am I going to say?
Short PP.
Oh, no, this is the one I wanted.
Little PP.
You're fed with the small little PP. No balls to actually recognize and declare victory on inflation. Although, in fairness, if they did, risk assets would rally, which would loosen financial conditions and, you know, cause some potential problems. So, we still have this.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
So, Anyway, all right, let's listen over here.
On the halftime report today, as we chatted, it was a pretty encouraging day.
Yeah.
You still feel that way now?
Largely, at least in terms of the main things that needed to be proven, which is that this sort of concentrated panic and that
Sell the rip.
traded positioning was done. And so you didn't have trapped hedge funds paying a high ransom to get out of these positions. What you do see, though, is whenever you have one of these intense down days or a volatility storm, the first rebound rally is kind of suspect. You know, it's sort of like it's guilty until proven innocent, because there is a lot of times just sort of a technical, we were oversold in the short term. And you see here today, and we were up 2.3% in the S&P at the highs. You've lost about 1 percentage point of that. So that's just the way it goes. We're back to the end of the first quarter levels on the S&P. A lot of stuff really did wipe away months worth of upside. I usually view that as being, valuations and positioning are less demanding now. Doesn't mean we're cheap. It doesn't mean the semis have kind of rebuilt their ability to be leadership. That's a broken looking chart. They're only up a couple percent today. So a lot to be proven, but at least it's not this kind of self-reinforcing spiral of urgent selling. It's mostly just a wait and see, and we'll see what the fundamentals can support here.
You do see, though, some selling into the strength that we've had, to your point. I think not that, no one thinks that the Dow is the greatest read of overall activity, but nonetheless, we're up about 700 points.
You are.
About an hour ago.
Yeah.
And here we are, we have that.
And it becomes increasingly easy to look at the Dow chart and say, well, I guess 40,000 matters here. It's been this friction point. You've kind of popped above it a couple of times. It hasn't really managed to build upon that. And the S&P basically went up to Friday's low and backed away. So again, everyone's a technician in a sell-off because you don't have a lot of immediate fundamental catalysts to feed off of right now. We're waiting for, obviously, weekly claims. We're waiting for NVIDIA earnings. You're waiting for these things that are not right in front of us.
Yeah, these earnings become more important. And that leads me to you, dear Jabosa, because you're going to get Airbnb and Instacart, and we're going to be watching those closely, too.
We are indeed, and it's a bit of a difficult or maybe challenging backdrop heading into Airbnb earnings. There's been concerns around travel and leisure spending. Those have been building. You got Booking Holdings guide, one data point, also some weakness in some other hotel and park names. But Airbnb does occupy slightly different space, alternative accommodations, that's home sharing, where trends are holding up better. So investors are going to be looking for that to show up in earnings and, of course, color on the summer travel season and the Olympics. Instacart will also give us signals on the consumer. Its partnership with Uber that launched nationwide in June, giving it restaurant delivery. Uber in its release said that initial trends were encouraging. In addition to grocery and now restaurant delivery, do keep in mind that Cart has a higher margin advertising business where year-over-year growth is expected to just stay in the double digits. Back to you.
All right, Debosa, thank you for that. Julia Borston, to you on Reddit.
Well, the key number to watch in Reddit's second quarterly report as a public company is its revenue. After last quarter, when the company reported better than expected 48% revenue growth to $243 million, this quarter, analysts are looking for $254 million in revenue. Now, this will indicate how well Reddit's partnership with OpenAI is paying off, the impact of its deals with the NBA, NFL, and other leagues to show more sports content and highlights, and how its efforts to expand advertising to its conversation pages are going. Now, with the stock up 60% since going public on March 21st, but down 25% in the past month, 47% of analysts have a buy, 47% have a hold, and 7% have a sell. Now, ahead of the report, analysts are also looking out to August 9th. That's when the lockup period expires, which could potentially drive some selling. I'll be talking about all this and more with Reddit Steve Huffman in an exclusive interview that's coming up in overtime in the next hour. Scott?
All right, we'll look forward to that. Julia, thank you. Julia Borston. All right, we're going to be taking our cues from Japan for a little while. It's stunning to see what happened yesterday and then the bounce back of some 10%.
Without a doubt. And that shows you a rally of 10% in a day, shows you a highly stressed market that was sort of spring-loaded. Like you got a little bit of a rally in the dollar against the yen today. That sort of, again, shows you that the pressure's being dialed down on all this intense, trades that were sort of going from super crowded consensus trades to something that was less so. I don't know that it's going to be the lead thing. And to me, it's sort of
all right. So, look, the market's about to close. It's not a surprise at frickin' all. The market is selling off. I'm just mad I didn't play it the way I did. I have 100K in puts, okay, it's fine. But I just wish I wish I went heavier on my thesis and stuck to it a little stronger. Because this morning, I literally wrote a note to course members. It literally says, volume is quite low. So a surge of volume could surge profit taking and de-risking again. And that's exactly what I think is happening here. Again, it's fine. I got plenty of puts. The point is, I think that's what's happening here. We'll see what happens going into earnings. Again, I don't want to go into recession. But look at this, folks. Look at this. No volume almost all day long. Press the little 5-minute. Look, it's literally like a hockey, a half pipe of volume. You had volume at the beginning of the day, which you always do. Like no volume in the middle of the day as you get this melt up, retail kind of buy the dip or whatever. As soon as the institutions wake up around an hour to close, sell, 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 sell. Crazy. Let's get the bell and let's get to earnings. Good luck, everyone.
Some of the edge off in terms of aggressive positioning and valuation.
Yeah, dare I say anything, green today is going to have a good feeling relative to what happened yesterday. We will go off the best levels of the day, but nonetheless, we're 300 plus on the Dow. S&P putting in about a 1% gain. I'll see you tomorrow into OC.
That bell marks the end of regulation. Ober Capital ringing the closing bell at the New York Stock Exchange. Third Coast Bank shares doing the honors at the NASDAQ. And stocks rebounding after Monday's market meltdown, but gains fading in the last hour and 10 minutes. Still, every sector did close higher, led by real estate on the S&P. That's the scorecard on Wall Street, but winners stay late. Welcome to Closing Bell Overtime. I'm John Ford, back with Morgan Brennan.
It's good to have you back.
Okay, Redfin sees a net loss in Q3, much larger than expected. Redfin earnings out, and the stock ain't really moving. So Redfin Q2 beat estimates by 4 million, but Q3 forecast is bad. It's like down 10% on the forecast. Loss is greater than anticipated. So not so great on the guide there. So that's Redfin, which is out. Sunrun and Tesla to support Texas power grid. Sunrun beats. Sunrun partnering with Tesla. Q2 revenue beat. 523 mil versus the 513. Let's take a look at Sunrun here. Sunrun's up like 14%. Holy smokes. And then let's see if that's moving Enphase at all. Nope. No sympathy for Enphase. But Sunrun wants to run on the Tesla partnership. Let's see here. Waiting for TripAdvisor. Jack in the Box comes in with 21% margin and operating EPS for Q3 beating, maintaining estimates, and dividends. So Jack in the Box actually did okay. So Jack in the Box is fine. Sunrun's running on their Tesla partnership. Enphase ain't moving. Redfin ain't moving. And then we have TripAdvisor beat with Q2. I don't have a forecast here, but Q2 beat. So your sort of summer and spring travel season. Q2, 97 mil versus the 87.1 expected. Advertising media revenue slightly missed. Who cares? And their core rev slightly beat. Great. So a little bit of everything there. Okay, Wynn comes out. Let's see how Trip is moving. Sunrun's giving up that run, by the way. TripAdvisor drops 4.23. Yeah, it wasn't a very clean beat. Wynn Resorts comes in with a meet. Adjusted EPS 112 versus the estimate of 114. I mean, that sounds like a slight miss to me. Oh, but then, yeah, but their operating revenue slightly beat. Okay, no guidance on that one. Monthly active users on Redfin actually went up. No Super Micro yet. We just got Wynn. No Upstart yet. No Fortinet yet. No Toast yet. TripAdvisor, no guidance yet. And again, that guidance from Redfin missed about 10-ish% there. TripAdvisor now recovering. I wonder if that means if they left. Did we get forecast? No guide yet on TripAdvisor. So waiting for guide. And obviously waiting for Super Micro. Let's listen in here just for a brief moment for Amgen.
But the big thing that we're really watching for is any updates on their obesity program. Remember, last quarter, they said that they are moving their experimental drug Maritide into phase 3 trials, and that sent the stock up quite a bit. So we're still waiting to see the actual results, and we're going to...
Oh, Airbnb is now down about 10%. Holy smokas, this is not a joke. Oh, no. Airbnb gives soft outlook on signs of slowing demand from the U.S. Whoa, that's bad. Q2 was fine. But Q3, man, I mean, that's not that horrible. It's just the reaction of the stock is terrible. The midpoint here is 3.7 for Q3 revenue billion. The estimate was 3.84. So you missed by 3.7%, but it's this sort of warning of slowing rev that's given them a little tanky la doodla. Not so fantastic there. Not good. Okay. Rivian, Q2 loss per share beats, comes in at 113 loss per share, expected was 120. Revenue, teeny beeny miss. Fiscal year production of 57,000 vehicles versus the 56 expected. It's actually not bad on Rivian. Yeah, they're up about 1% in after hours. Oh, Upstart just popped out. Upstart beats 128. No guidance, though. Just Q2 revenue at 128 versus 125. And no guide. I want the guide. Dude, Upstart, 21%. I mean, the volatility was like 18% implied on it, so it is as expected. Super Micro is supposed to be out right now. It's not. Instacart, Q2 beats. Orders slightly missed, but the adjusted EBITDA beat. Q3 is a beat. Across the board beat on Instacart. Instacart. Up about 2.7%. All right, boys and girls, Super Micro. Come on. This is the only thing propping up the stock market right now. Give it to me. Whatever it is, just give it to me. Reddit's forecast beats. Nice. It's about a 10% beat on Reddit's forecast. So, good job, Reddit. Reddit, again, 10% beat on forecast, but stock's flat. That's kind of surprising, the stock's flat after that. Daily active users in Q2 beat. Forecast beat. I don't know what people want here. I mean, all the numbers are a beat, and Reddit ain't moving. So, I don't know. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to buy it and wait for Wall Street to wake up or something. I don't know. No guidance yet from Upstart. No guidance from Wynn. Fortinet beats. Q2 revenue slightly beat. What about Q3? Q3 adjusted EPS also beat. Forecasting a beat and roughly a beat on revenue, but they're forecasting a beat on EPS there. Airbnb is still down a lot. No Super Micro yet. I don't know what the problem is here. Airbnb outlook misses 3.5% and the sucker collapses. Womp, womp, womp.
Ream. Double ream. Triple ream. Selling spree. Ream. Reaming spree.
Okay. Come on, Super Micro, you weenie baby. What are you waiting for? Airbnb's now down 14%. Instacart's up 5%. And Enphase is down 1% after... Dude, Sunrun gave up all of its gain? Are you kidding me? How? I have no idea. The sucker was up like 13%, and it's like, JK, we're partnering with Tesla, but just kidding. Joke's on you. We thought we were up 13%. Now we're up 3%. If any of this stresses you out and you feel like you need life insurance, make sure you go to metkevin.com/life. They're a paid promotion and paid partner of the channel. So metkevin.com/life firms up about 3% in afters here. I don't think it'll last. I think as soon as, mind you, as soon as Upstart gives guidance, I bet you the sucker tanks. Okay? It's not financial advice, but if I traded in after hours, I'd be the kind of person who right now would be shorting the crap out of Upstart because I think their guidance is going to suck and this crap is going to tank. That's my guess on guidance. I cannot wait to see the Upstart guidance because it's going to be trash. My take, my opinion, could be wrong, bro. So, I don't have guidance. Oh, wait, hold on. Q3. I do have guidance from Instacart, which is better on profitability. Rivian's production's holding up, but they didn't talk sales forecast, which is probably bad. We know Reddit beat on forecast. I don't have a forecast on Wynn, and that's like all I want. I don't care about Q2. I want Q3 forecast. Like, what are they seeing right now? Like this morning, Toast beat too. This morning in the course member live stream, we found a company that that was complaining that the largest convenience store, or one of the largest convenience stores, so like a 7-Eleven or, you know, a Circle K or whatever, one of them, where they used to see like 20% year-over-year growth in sales for their product, now in just the last week in the third quarter, have seen sales negative 4% year-over-year. So people are like, something hit a wall in Q3. And I'm like, yeah, recession. I don't know why I laugh about it. It just makes me feel more like comfortable because it's bad. But anyway, no guide from Upstart. Yep, we don't want to tell you what we think is happening because it's bad. And so we're just going to wait. And we're going to wait for the earnings call so we can try to smooth it over with our smooth talk. We'll smooth talk the analyst. And freaking Super Microcomputer still jerking us around over here. It's supposed to be out at 4:05. No earnings yet. Literally the last one we're waiting for. You know how many Mai Tais I'm missing out on right now because I'm sitting here? Jeez, man. How's Airbnb holding up? It's almost down 13.37. See, I think that's a funny number. It's down 13.39. TripAdvisor down, Reddit down, Airbnb down. Instacart's still rising. And at Upstart, I'd short the crap out of it right now if I had the balls. I think the guide's gonna suck. It's my opinion. I have no horse in that race. But but then again, by proxy, maybe I do. I have a tiny short position on a firm, but yeah, I guess that's true. I could theoretically benefit by proxy if it tanks. I didn't even think about that. Oh, whatever. All right. What else? TripAdvisor's now down 5. Why do they keep falling? I don't see any other updates right now. Oh, Fortinet did beat, and they're up about 9%. So that might help the cybersecurity plays. Yeah, but the consumer is getting whacked. That's why you're seeing TripAdvisor and Airbnb down. See, and that's, oh my God. I don't even have the numbers yet. I just see a giant red candle on Supermicro here. Where are the numbers? I mean, do I even want to look? Okay, I have 2 things now to show me the numbers. And nobody's giving me the frickin' numbers. Now it says it's down 1.6. Some insiders trading on this. Come on, man. Where are the numbers? I don't see anything. Somebody got a text message preview here or something. I don't see anything on their website. They do have an earnings call at 2 today. Yeah, it is the 6th. Then screw that up. So it is supposed to be today. Financials. It just says Supermicro falls 2% ahead of earnings. Yeah, I don't actually see the earnings out yet. This is supposed to be the annual, by the way. 2024 annual. Because they use some stupid calendar where they're like 2 quarters ahead. I know the accountants get mad when I say that. They're like, no, Kevin, we like it because it smooths out our work. I don't care. It's confusing to me. And obviously that matters most. Yeah. All right. Come on. Watch, it's bad. And somebody did actually get a leak. I mean, come on, look at that candlestick. How, you mean to tell me somebody didn't get a little text message right there? Hey, man, don't buy. Don't buy. Where's my don't buy button? Don't I have a...
Poopy doopy.
The House of Pain.
Double ream.
Don't buy. Don't buy. Don't buy. Don't buy.
All right. Well, still waiting for it. Ay. Come on, baby. Oh, I didn't know I had this one. That's what we'll press when earnings come out. What else we got in here? What's clapped? That sounds exciting. Oh, yeah, and then after I pitch life insurance, like metkevin.com/life, I could press this button.
Paid promotion.
Big team battle. All right, come the red candles again. Everybody is waiting for Supermicro. This is all we care about. It's the one they don't want to hit submit on. Because the annual, like, is it that bad, the annual report? Like, just give it to us. Come on, baby. Whatever. Instacart's rising, 8%. Congratulations to cart holders. DoorDash did well, so it kind of makes sense. Airbnb, I hate your guts. Oh my gosh, look at what it fell to. You gotta be kidding me. Look at this. My line is 112.75. It literally fell to 112. Oh, the lines. The lines. Praise the lines. Okay. Supermicros, bobbing, Reddit's going nowhere. TripAdvisor's, did they give guidance or something? Or oh, there's just no volume. Yeah, who trades TripAdvisor? Sunrun's back up to 6%. Where's the Upstart scam? I need guidance. Otherwise, it's a scam. I don't know if they're a scam. I don't really know anything about them. I just want their guidance on lending. That's all I want. Tell me what is going on with credit tightness, please. That is all I seek knowledge on. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna sit here and wait. Oh, Upstart. Net income 353. It's actually a little bit above estimates, it looks like. EPS, adjusted EPS missed though. I don't know why adjusted EPS missed. And I don't know why I have the update over there first too versus here. Yeah, I still don't have it over here. Net sales. Oh, net sales Q1 is actually good. So that's their forecast. Yeah, look at that. They're up 13%. The net sales guide is really good. 2025 net sales about almost $5 billion more than the market expected. That's pretty good. I gotta give them that. That's good. That's gonna prop up the AI trade. But it's funny. I wrote. I don't have a play on Supermicro, But I said I wouldn't be surprised if Supermicro is one of the last to be affected by the pain in AI when it rolls around, because you're a server rack. Like, you're still placing them out there. And that's clearly what's happening right now. It looks like it's moving up to about, look at that, it's all the way up at about 705. Wow, what a run. 721 is where I have a line on it. It's pretty good. I'll give them that. So you have Q1 net sales expected to be $6.5 billion. That's about a beat by $1 billion on the midpoint. That's really good. Can't bet against the AI trade right now. Supermicro, unless it just sells off, you know. But, I mean, the numbers are good. Let me go to their website and see. Adjusted gross margin. Oh, but the margin really missed. And so a lot of people say one of the reasons they beat on sales, kind of like a Dell, is because they're sort of like giving away product at discounts. But anyway, I mean, I don't know if that's true. But adjusted gross margin 11.3. The expectation was 14. So you're missing on guide, but you're beating on, or you're missing on net, but you're beating on the top line. Now, I don't have the annual report yet. I would like it, but I don't have it yet. And, I mean, so far the guide is very good. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, Elon interview. I know. That's going to be wild. Elon with Trump. All right. Gross margin. I wonder if they have an explanation for what's going on here with margin. Net sale. I mean, these numbers are very good, actually. Cash flow, good. Continues to experience record demand for AI infrastructure. Largest AI infrastructure company. Blah, 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 blah. Once again, consumer bad, AI good. There's your trade. Simple. Stock-based comp, fine. I want to know what's going on with margin, but we might not actually see it until, yeah, because look at that collapse in margin. I mean, this is the worst margin we've seen right here. So I'm a little confused by this, and it makes me wonder if they're just giving away server racks to boost their revenue, basically, you know, and like taking L's on some of these. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what else we have here. Cash and cash equivalents, 1.6 billion. That's pretty good. 71 million of stock-based comp. Wow, they really jacked up that stock-based comp, huh? And then, I mean, the stock's gone crazy, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, they could have been awarded the stock at way lower levels, obviously. As you can see, we're literally bobbing at this line here, 720. But this should be good for propping up optimism tomorrow. Yeah, look at that. As soon as Supermicro came out, you got green on the Qs right there. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. So, Super's getting rejected now at 721. And Tesla's... Oh, nice little error there. Tesla's sitting here. Okay, now Super's falling. Getting rejected off that line. What's going on? Supermicro announces 10-for-1 split. Oh, top is in, boys. Stock split. Here it comes. So, I would say, so far, earnings pretty good, with the exception, really, of TripAdvisor and Airbnb on the consumer. But, you know, Supermicro's not going to give you bad news on NVIDIA anytime soon here. Woo! Take a look at NVIDIA and after. Wow! NVIDIA ran up 3% in after hours on that. Pushed right over that 108.08 line. It's currently right under it. But, yeah, some significant movement here. Now, the hope is that if you're in Supermicro, that you don't end up getting a, you know, AMD moment here where the sucker dumps tomorrow, you know, as people take profits. That's going to be a really big tell. Are people going to run for the exits tomorrow? Or are they going to be like, thank you, and take profits? Yeah. Matterport slightly missed, but they have an acquisition anyway. Yeah. So they should be getting acquired at like 490 or something anyway. Yeah, there goes Nvidia a little bit. You're not holding on right now. I think it's profit taking, and you're gonna see a lot of that. Airbnb, look at it right at my line. So the lines, I tell you, they freak me out. Airbnb tanked on earnings, went all the way from my 131 line all the way to my 112 line, perfectly. And then I'm like, oh, look, Supermicro's right here. I mean, if it goes up, it could go to 721. Boom! Literally touches I mean, you're within $8. That's pretty good. That's pretty crazy. So, it doesn't look like I have fibs on cart. And what else we got here? Airbnb, Reddit, Enphase, Sunrun, Redfin's down a little. What about Upstart? Do we get any guidance yet? That's all I care about right now. Upstart. Let me check again. Okay. Upstart. Oh, they did give... Wait. Oh, yeah. They just gave guidance. Their guidance actually beat. Oh, that's good. I'm surprised. Revenue about 150, and the estimate was 136 is what they're saying. All right. EBITDA loss of 5 mil versus the expected loss of 14 mil. Okay. All right. Fine. Fine. Ooh, TripAdvisor. So, more lending, I guess. TripAdvisor's just getting whacked. There's also very little going on there in the stock, though. Supermicro bleeding out a little bit. Profit taking. That's all it is. It is just a profit taking. Oh! Whoa, nice little lag there. What was that? Again, I mean, the reason this would tank is the margin collapsed, or their margin collapsed on this. Well, let's listen in over here.
Stock split is allowing investors to overlook a big quarterly miss on earnings of $6.25 adjusted. The street was looking for $8.07. The outlook, though, for its first quarter revenue was better than what Wall Street had forecasted, and its full year outlook much better, very strong for the full year. CEO Charles Liang says Supermicro continues to experience record demand for AI infrastructure, propelling its 2024 revenue up 110% year over year. Supermicro is a supplier to NVIDIA. It takes NVIDIA's chips and packages them into AI servers, which are then sold to the hyperscalers. The conference call is at 5 p.m. Eastern, and investors will be looking for any indication as to whether NVIDIA's Blackwell chip is delayed, given recent reports. And I would point out NVIDIA shares are also higher in overtime by around 4% on this report, guys.
Yeah, Seema, thank you. Got our eye on both of those. And we've got much more ahead on all of today's after-hours action. Coming up, we're going to talk about Instacart and Airbnb's results and the read-through for consumer spending.
Plus, the CEO of Reddit will join us to break down his quarter before he faces Wall Street analysts on the earnings call. Stay with us.
Blah, blah, blah. All right. So, now, what we got to do is click this button and see what ends up happening. I mean, I'll watch the call later, but now we need to see what comments are on the call for Supermicro. So the question for Supermicro is, why does your margin suck, bro? And why are you trying to cover it up with the stock split? Then we want to hear what's going on with the consumer at Instacart. Although, obviously, they're beating. I don't know if that's because they're cutting staff or what. We'll find out. Then Airbnb, see what's going on with the consumer. See if they can bounce off the 112 support, if they're trying to. TripAdvisor, again, consumer. Redfin, real estate related. I want to hear more about that guide on Upstart. How's that credit profile doing of the consumer? But their guide was better, so I'll give them credit. Tesla's down about 30 bips in afters, and the Qs are up about a quarter. So Celsius down 45 bipples. See if anything else is moving. Go over here, go over here. No, Airbnb is the big one. And then on the upside, wow, look at Lumen. Lumen, that little $5 billion company. 93% on the day, another 37% in after hours. Total memeing going on. And then you have NVIDIA at about 2.6. So we'll see what happens with Supermicro. That'll be a big tell. Oh, wow. Look at those. It's a profit take. It's the profit take. It's de-risking. That's all I can imagine. I'm not even getting any updates. We already kind of went through the numbers there. So, yeah. This is bad. When you have such a big revenue beat and then the stock freaking tanks? No. I mean, tanks off of their high, right? Weird. Almost certainly profit taking. Wow. It's about to give up all of it. Like, if you had calls on Supermicro, you would have been really, really excited, and now you'd be really, really sad. The emotional roller coaster is wild. Especially, I mean, in options especially. Okay. Yeah. Q's only up about 9 bips now. Apple was down about 1%, down 50 more in the afters. De-risking. That is what is going on here. It must be. All right. That's all I got. Thanks so much for being here. Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is neither personalized financial advice nor real estate advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show should not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purpose of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services which we may benefit from. I personally operate and actively manage ETF and hold long positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuers other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker.